dance. Everyone give a warm welcome to Maria Caruso.
It's so good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. This has been a fabulous day so far. It's so inspiring. I'm just really honored to be here sharing my story with you. And I have to admit, I'm really nervous because, first of all, my husband is here and he has had 2 TED Talks with over 5 million views, so the bar is really high for TED Talks in our house. Second of all, I have spent my life in a nonverbal art form, and what people may or may not know is that my second passion besides dance is talking, so I really could use 3 hours with you to start at birth and tell you the whole story, but I only have 18 minutes, and third, I haven't used a PowerPoint or slides probably since college, so I ask you to bear with me as I kind of go through this presentation with you. So I'm here to talk to you today about the synergy from the self, and how I use this formula in my life with bodyography and how we share movement and dance for everybody. So let's take a minute here and talk about synergy. What is synergy? Synergy is the interaction of elements that when combined produce a total effect that is greater than the sum of the individual elements. As we can see in the photo, the environment greatly enhances the dancer enhances the texture and the shape of the environment. So, what is synergy from the self? For me, synergy from the self is who you are, and who you are is a product of your past, your physical self, your spiritual and emotional self, and your future. So if we take this formula, and we use myself as an example, this is who I am. I'm a dancer, a social activist, a friend, an author, a choreographer, creator, advocate, entrepreneur. I wear a lot of hats. So this is how I define myself, and that is a photo of me. So we have to look at the past. After we acknowledge the present, and how I see myself, and this is me, age 3, preparing for my wedding young. I had a big vision back then. I still have a big vision today. So I am a normal kid growing up in Pittsburgh, normal Italian Catholic family. Parents married and divorced to each other 3 times over before age 11. Graduated high school at 16, college at 19, started a company at 20 in New York, graduate school completed by age 23, totally normal, right? Totally normal. So that's my past. So let's think about how I think about myself in a physical sense. And this is myself as an athlete. This is how I see myself today. This is the skin that I'm comfortable in, and this is the body that I live in. So now let's think about the emotional, spiritual self. And one might think that this photograph is comedic, and indeed it is, because I think it's really important to live a life that you can evaluate yourself every day with humor and love, and I have a big vision, and sometimes with that big vision and all the things I do, sometimes that is kind of like what I think about, and I am just so here. So I think it's good to laugh at yourself, and to kind of feel whole with that humor and that love for oneself. And for me, future and the strategy of how I use this formula in my brand, my bodyographic brand, is about how do I shape the future? How do I shape my future? How do I shape my artists? How do I shape my students? And how do I create a lasting legacy for the bodyography brand? So where did it all begin? For me, I really got into dance and fell in love with classical ballet, I think during the 3rd divorce. And dance really became my therapy. Dance was my outlet. It was a place where I could find great beauty. It was a place for me to feel like I could express myself. And it was a really powerful part of my life. In my love for classical ballet, I started to realize some things. I didn't have the body. I didn't fit this stereotypical classical ballet physique. And I started to realize that I loved something so deeply and so much, but I started looking in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like my physical self, I didn't like my emotional self, and I just thought, this is just so strange. Why is this happening? So it made me reflect on the shift. When did I stop looking in the mirror and seeing myself as beautiful, as wonderful? When did I stop looking in the mirror with curiosity? When did that stop? Because as children, we do that all the time. We see kids looking in the mirror, and they're so excited about everything. They're just like, that's me. I'm awesome. And I thought, wow. I went from, I'm awesome to, really don't like you right now. Like, not good. And that was really powerful for me. And I thought, wow, this is ballet. This is the art form that I love. But this is what it's doing to me. This is the trauma I'm experiencing. Emotionally, physically, this is what is happening behind closed doors. And that was just such a stark contrast. So I thought to myself, as many of the people on the stage today have talked about, it's just about ability, and how can I use my passion and my ability to make the world a better place before I leave it? And how can I do that in my domain? How can I do that in my dance world? And so I thought, I'm going to make some major changes. I am going to change the dance landscape. And I'm going to make the beauty of ballet healthy. I'm going to give it a place for no trauma. A holistic approach to the arts. So I use the same formula, the synergy from the self. I use this for bodyography, my brand. So I had a ballet company that celebrated health and wellness from a performance perspective, a center for movement for my young students, a fitness and strength program, a dance movement therapy program, and a place of higher education at La Roche College where I could train the future. So, Bodyography Contemporary Ballet is a company that focuses on humanity and dance. And as a choreographer, I'm really interested in extracting life from individuals, from their stories, and putting that on stage, and letting the extraction of that gesture and that experience and that story, and giving that story life, whilst also having a reverence for traditional dance, ballet. And I love this photo. This is of Amanda Fisher, one of our principal company artists, with this young dancer, Abigail. And as you look at them, you can see they are just so together and so joyful. And what they are doing on this stage is celebrating Abigail's experience as a cancer survivor. And how powerful that was. And in this particular ballet, The Lending Heart, we told the story of a group of children who had overcome cancer. And how powerful that was for these kids. And every movement was coming from their heart and from their soul and from their bodies. And as a choreographer, I built the entire ballet around those experiences. And that is what Bodyography Contemporary Ballet continues to do. We continue to share the stories of heart transplant patients, people with Parkinson's disease, breast cancer. We kind of share their stories, and we share how they have overcome adversity in a very, very beautiful and powerful way, causing the audience to think. At Bodyography Center for Movement, we focus on dance education. We focus on ages 3 through adult, from very serious students at the college preparatory level to just young people who just want to get into dance and just feel good. So dance is accessible in multiple different ways. Fitness and strength. I came up with this idea. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get the ballet body without doing all the work of the dance classes? Wouldn't that be great? So I devised this system, this approach to giving you the ballet body in one class and not even having to know the vocabulary. And that's what we do with Bodyography, Fitness, and Strength. And what I've become most passionate about is my Bodyography dance movement therapy system. The utilization of a choreographic algorithm for health, wellness, and healing. And in this photograph here, you see Holly Kaplan's one of our company artists. She is participating in a Bodyography dance movement therapy class with a group of deaf adults. And what they're doing is they are sharing their feelings about one particular topic in a very, very powerful and physical way. And what we do at Bodyography is we try to engage the community to feel so powerful what our actual thoughts are in our mind and how we facilitate that in our bodies. Technology, obviously, I did have one of these pointers when I was dancing in my dance career. So, taking it all together, taking all this idea of brand and bringing it together, I chair the program at LaRoche College, and there we train the artists of the future. The facilitators, the mentors, the teachers, and how they carry on this legacy and how they carry on this brand. So, bodyography is giving silent voices to grief and suffering. That's really what we're focused on, humanity and dance. Getting people to think outside the box. Dance isn't always about a story that is fantasy. It's really about reality, and it's really about sharing those stories and raising awareness about really intense subject matter, and also thinking about how do we make change? How does this idea of beauty on stage, about something that really powerful, how does that promote compassion? How does that promote change in people? And I love this photograph. This is Lauren Flanagan, a company artist, soaring through the air, and she is physically telling the story of this young woman who had lost her mother and is telling her story, painting her story, being inspired by the movement that she created. And these are children from the Caring Place, and in the middle is Phil Rostak. And Phil Rostak is a friend of ours who is a heart transplant patient who participated in the ballet Whispers of Light about childhood grief and overcoming that grief and really being able to express our story so that we are now sharing our experiences together and therefore feeling far less alone. So, how does this all work? Power for movement for everybody. Bodyography is all about accessibility, making dance appropriate for everybody. Whether it's fitness, whether it's wellness, whether you just enjoy coming out and watching it, we try to offer a little something for everyone. So, I'm going to show you how I extract movement from individuals, and I'm going to ask for a couple of volunteers. Anybody want to volunteer to come up? Oh, there's so many hands raised. I really don't know who to pick now. Oh my goodness, there's so many hands raised. Don't all jump at once. It's really hard for me to choose. It's really hard for me to choose. I have one over here. Come on up. You can come on. Good. 2 and 3. 3 and 4. You guys come on up. Come on up. Let's give a round of applause. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I'm going to have you answer me in a very physical way, okay? So the question is inspiration. The one thing in life that inspires you most. If you could take that, if you could express that in a physical form, the thing that inspires you most in life, if you could just share that in a physical shape or movement, what would that look like? Okay? I'm going to start down here. All right? Don't worry, you guys are going to be moving too, so don't just sit there and relax, okay? We're all going to be moving here in a second. All right, so tell us who you are first of all.
I'm Erica.
Okay.
I'm actually Maria's student.
She's a student. So, inspiration.
Okay.
What is, first of all, tell us what inspires you.
What inspires me is like nature and the vastness of the sky when I look up at it.
Beautiful. Okay, nature and the vastness of the sky. And she's going to give us a movement. Or movements, doesn't have to be one. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's all try that. Ready? You have to do it too. Okay, ready? And we reach up, and we bring it back. Good, let's try one more time. Ready? And we reach up, and we bring it back. So this is Erica's inspiration, which is the vastness of the sky. Love that. All right. This is another student of mine, so I will introduce her. This is Renee. So Renee's going to tell us what inspires her.
I think one of the things that inspires me would be kind of similar actually to what inspires Erica, how small we feel in comparison to nature when we look at it.
Okay, how small we feel compared to
but how
nature.
we can still have such a large impact.
And a large impact. Good. Okay, so what's your movement? Okay, awesome. So we have 4. Let's all try it. And arms forward and down. Try one more time. And forward and down. Awesome. So we're gonna every step now has a name. So we have the Erica, and we take it up, and we bring it back down, and we have the Renee, and we bring it back down. Okay, ready? Let's try one more time. Ready? And Erica, and down, and Renee, and down. See, everything has a step, and every step has a name. Okay, awesome. Tell us your name.
Okay, I'm Anatea.
Anastasia.
And I guess what inspires me is our ability to travel and see different things.
Beautiful. Our ability to travel and see different things. That's awesome. Okay, so what about your movement?
question.
Who would think it's so hard, right? I'm not asking anybody to do grand jetés here, okay? So. Okay, you got any ideas? I like this movement here. Yeah, we got the, we're traveling. Anathea, right? Anathea. I mean, does that suit you?
Sure.
Okay, great. So everybody do it. We have the Anathea. We might be the next Macarena. Who knows? Okay, so let's add them all together. So we have Erica, and down, and Renee, and down, and Anathea. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that 4 times. Anathea. I'm telling you, this is going to go viral. I'm telling you, this dance is going to change the world. Okay, awesome. Thank you. What is your name?
I'm Chris.
Chris? What inspires you, Chris?
What inspires you? I would say just like the people that you meet, everyone. I just think what inspires me is that they're all like an expert in something. You might not really know, and I'm sure that they all have something to teach you. And I think that inspires me too.
Awesome. People inspiring people. That's so great. Everybody has something really special to say. What about a movement?
Anathea stole my move.
Oh, Anathea.
We'll come up with another. People.
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 Okay, I like that. People. And people. Yes. Okay, so let's do it all together. We're not going to put names in anything. We're just going to try it all together from the beginning. So we have, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, 8, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, 8. Okay, we have that. Let's try that again. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I added 7 there. Okay, awesome. Hold on a second. Don't leave anywhere. I heard my DJ. DJ Noah. Everybody stand up. We're all standing up. Okay, let's just get the beat. Let's just feel it. We've been sitting down all day. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Out. One more time. I'm doing many Anatheas. Woo! All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much. Give you guys a round of applause. Thank you guys so much. Woo! It was cold here a minute ago. Now it's really heated up. So, thank you guys so much. You guys were awesome. So, Biography 2020, Synergy from the Self. I constantly use this formula every day because I like to just check in with who I am, acknowledge my past, love the body that I'm in, love my heart, my mind, my soul, and always think about every day, how do I strategize to be the better me? And how do I apply that to my Biography brand? And I think that the idea of self-synergy is really critical to our own success. And I think it's a huge part of evolution. And I know for myself, I'll constantly be a student and a learner and someone who always wants to evolve and try to achieve greatness. And I will do that with Biography because I'm super passionate about what I do. And at the beginning, we kind of talked a little bit about what defined who I am and the words that defined Maria Caruso. And I retired from my stage life with Biography Contemporary Ballet in 2015. And I wanted to just share with you really quickly how I left the stage that day in February.
As the journey continues, I can happily look in the mirror and see myself clearly. I am a woman, a daughter, a wife, a parent, a family member, an artist, an advocate, an educator, a mentor, a friend, a supporter, a businesswoman, a creator, a dancer, a choreographer, a storyteller. I am Maria Caruso, and I am my journey.
Great stands beneath the moon. So, if I can leave you with anything, acknowledging your past, loving who you are, is all part of the journey. And I know for many of us, the past is not always an easy thing to deal with, and making mistakes is a difficult thing to do. And I just encourage you to always dig deep, look in the mirror, love who you are, and always see your greatness, because you can change the world. Thank you guys so much. You guys are